are going to start talking about Saka. Manchester City have ramped up not my words, ramped up their interest in Saka. You can actually watch us if you want to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel or Facebook to watch myself and Cass. I've looked up there, Cass, and you've just taken your bins off.
Yeah, I have.
So why have you you've bought new glasses? Talk us through the glasses you've bought.
Well, they're the sort of Elton John look-alike.
They are rather large.
Or Robin Day for the older listeners.
Bit of welding later on.
Welding glasses, yeah. Now, I took them off because, by the way, Jay, you've been away, I know, but are you really that colour?
I am that colour, mate, yeah. I know. When I look up there, it does look up...
You don't look... That looks like you've put a bit of makeup on, honestly.
Cass, what makes you think...
Because you're on telly.
Cass, what makes you think I put a bit of makeup?
Because you are browner than normal.
Cass, I come back from Dubai yesterday. Right, have you ever been to Dubai?
I'm not convinced.
Have you ever been to Dubai?
Yes.
Right, it's the first time I've been there. It's the hottest place on earth. It's unbelievable. I promise you this, I've never, ever been in heat like 44 degrees it was.
Well, that's a revelation. It's the hottest place on earth.
Oh, mate,
I mean, most people do know it's boiling.
It's 2,500 miles from the equator. It hasn't got a chance. But, Cass, I promise you, mate, you know the trick? The trick when you go to Dubai, so anyways, is staying out the sun.
Yeah.
Honestly, I actually didn't sunbathe that much.
Do you know how many footballers have gone there to live? Ex-footballers.
I saw a few out there.
There's loads out there living in Dubai. Players from all different countries.
Right.
You know, people like Anelka live out there. And there's loads I've known who've gone out there and say, going to live in Dubai now.
Right.
Because of the sun, because of the golf, because of the schooling now has changed, obviously there.
Yeah.
There's loads doing it. So, not for me, but, you know, I like the sun, but not to the level of every day being boiling.
That's hot. Get your calls in, gang. 03717 223344. Talk Man City. Do you reckon, I mean, Manchester City have got the deepest pockets right now, and they are the most attractive option because of the money they can offer and also the trophies that they can deliver. I mean, is there an element of other football fans think, oh, my God.
Yes.
I mean, for Arsenal fans, right, he is there. Him and Smith Rowe are the two boys you look at and think, wow, keep those two lads together, build teams around them, get the recruitment right at the top. They've got Tierney. They've actually got, though I think the nucleus Arsenal have actually not a bad starting 11-ish. They need to replace Lacazette, or lack of goals, or someone...
Lack of goals.
Lack of goals. They need to replace Aubameyang as well, right? But actually, the nucleus of their team, maybe get another centre midfielder in there. They're not bad, are they?
Very good.
But if Saka decides, do you know what? I could fancy a little bit of City. The Arsenal fans must be really, here we go again type of thing.
But it's always been the same way. If you go through the decades and you go from the start of the 80s, Italian clubs were taking a lot of top flight footballers. You know, Arsenal, Liverpool were obviously dominating that area as well. Man United started to do it by the mid 80s and 90s, taking the best. You know, Chelsea have had their periods of doing this. Yeah. You know, we see City now. They are the hunters, and they're going after teams and players that they really believe will improve their team.
Well, I don't think this is necessarily that hard to sort out. All right.
Yeah. What do you mean, as in a new contract for Saka?
No, they've got 2 years. Everything's in Arsenal's hands right now. Yeah. Everything they've got, it's a nice length of contract.
There's no option there, is there? Because that's always an issue with the 2 years and sometimes a year option.
So I believe there's no option.
Right.
So there's 2 years left on his contract. I think now is that Arsenal can go in and say, I believe it's rumoured to be somewhere between £30,000 and £60,000 a week. That's not a lot. For a player,
no, not in the Premier League. For a player,
but his age, he's 20 years of age, 21 next month or next 2 months, I believe.
Yeah, 21 soon. Yeah.
Go and give him 150. Go and give him the wages that he's going to turn around and say, "I'll sign another 2 or 3 years on top of that." Is that?
Okay. Yeah, I'm a bit suspicious sometimes of players asking so much money. That look, you're going to get a big contract wherever you sign. If you was at Man City or Arsenal, look, he's not played 100 games yet. Then you're prepared to throw 150 grand a week at him.
Well, the other options are he winds his contract down, or City either forced Arsenal to sell. A little bit like they did with Alexis Sanchez. Yeah, they were forced to move him on at some stage.
Yeah, it worked out brilliantly though, didn't it? Saka's a far, I think, more complete player, and I would be worried if I was an Arsenal fan if he was. Look, Arsenal are not going to, let him go without a fight, Jay, at all.
No, of course not.
No chance.
No.
They'll try and put a contract in that suits him and the club. But he's got to want to stay. My argument is always the same for me. It's like Mo Salah and Mane, you're talking. I want players to stay. If I was a manager and I had someone in front of me and said I want to go...
But right now, Cass, why would... So right now, the best place for Saka, I would say, is at Arsenal.
Yeah, I do
Right
believe
now,
that.
he's 20 years of age. He's still a young man learning his trade. Right now, I would say that would be the next 2 to 3 years. Stay at Arsenal. He's going to get more game time.
But if you said that to, and I'm going back, I mean, one of the great players that I played with, Liam Brady, he left Arsenal at 23 to go to Juventus at 23, and he would tell you the change in the player he'd become was enormous. Now, obviously, that's a long time ago, but sometimes you go to clubs with a higher level of player, your improvement's even more. Well, we haven't seen that with Grealish,
No,
but, you know.
Not yet.